How's it going, guys? We're coming at you today with a Thanksgiving Day saving recipe. If you're sitting at home, you just got maybe your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you two spend every waking minute together, kind of like Mega and I, you gotta make a smaller size Thanksgiving, and that's what we're coming at you with today. So instead of doing a whole turkey, which you can find tons of recipes online for, how to roast a turkey, probably don't watch our videos for that. We're gonna make a turkey breast. So we got the bone in, we got the skin on. We got this particular one from Whole Foods. This is 2 pounds. And all we're gonna do is roast it in the oven real nice. It's gonna take about an hour. We're gonna rub it with some nice fats because this is pretty lean. The package said 98% fat free. What you're gonna need for this recipe is about a 1/4 cup of butter here. This is a little melted, but you want it at room temperature. Important to note also is we're gonna be using some of the drippings to make the gravy. So the butter is gonna drip off and then some of the fat in the skin here is gonna drip off and we'll make a nice gravy. What you're gonna need is a roasting pan, or what we're gonna use is a cast iron skillet here, and this one has a lid. We're gonna bake this covered for 45 minutes and then uncover it for the last 20. We're making turkey! Look. Okay, let's get down to business. Seasonings. What I like on my turkey is herbs. So what we have is a couple of pre-made seasoning blends. You can find these in stores. That's what I'm gonna go with today. This is Tuscan Farmhouse Blends. It just has a bunch of different herbs in there, a little bit of red pepper flakes, some good stuff. This is poultry seasoning. This was probably like at the dollar store or something. This doesn't look like great quality, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like this you can find. We have like 6 of them in our cabinet, so just grab those. Or if you wanna check out the recipe link in the description, it has a homemade spice blend, like rosemary, sage, basil, all the big dogs. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna combine the seasoning in with the butter and then we're gonna spread it on the turkey. So I'm just gonna arbitrarily put like a good 2 tablespoons worth of this in there. You gotta remember, this is seasoning the entire turkey. And then we also are gonna add a little bit of minced garlic to this. You can freshly mince your own garlic if you wanna go that route too. So about 2 cloves worth, which is gonna be like 2 teaspoons. Perfect. And then just mix this around, get it incorporated. Then what you're gonna wanna do is separate the skin from the rest of the bird a little bit so you can actually get the seasoning under there. And this really makes the skin tasty. Now I'm just gonna spoon a bunch of this mixture kind of inside here. So work the filling in all areas as much as you can. What I'm gonna do, so I put about 3/4 of it under the skin, but I'm also just gonna take the excess here with my hands. I'm just gonna rub it all over too, like get it in the creases everywhere. And everything that drips off is just gonna be reincorporated back into the gravy too. Now all you gotta do is we're gonna set this in our cast iron skillet. And a lot of you guys ask about the cast iron skillets. I'll link this one below. This is, I believe, a 10-inch Dutch oven, which has multiple meanings. But yeah, I'm gonna link that below. And I'll link a couple of good cast iron skillets, because in my opinion, cast iron skillets is the best way to go because they're like 15 bucks. Like I think this was maybe 30 bucks, but you can get a whole nice lineup of cast iron skillets for like 100 bucks and you're set for life. So we're gonna cover this and we're gonna roast it at 375 degrees for 45 minutes. Then we're gonna take the top off, and that is what's gonna allow the skin to get crispy for an additional 20 minutes or so. So we're gonna pop this in. One last thing I forgot to mention actually, guys, is our pre-made seasoning rub had salt in it, but if yours does not, add some salt. Someone sent us this. It's cool. It's an automatic salt grinder. And also, I forgot to add some pepper, but you can add that too. Okay, so we're at the 45-minute mark. Let's see what we're working with. Whoa. Looking pretty good. So we are now gonna uncover it, and you can see like the skin, not really crispy, not what you're looking for at all. It looks like you just boiled this for like an hour. We're gonna put it in uncovered for another like 20 minutes, but honestly just like check the skin. You can check the internal temperature. You're looking for like around 165. I'm more so looking for the skin to crisp. Okay guys, turkey is done, and check this out. So it's been cooling for about 5 or 10 minutes. And you'll see that whatever is like on top really gets browned nicely. So the skin could have gotten a little bit more browned. If you tilt it up, make sure the skin, whatever you want to be crispy, is at the tip top. We're gonna take the turkey out and it's time to make the gravy. So I'm gonna set this aside. Check that out, guys. And here you can see we have a good bit of drippings and butter. And this is what's gonna be used to make the gravy. This is a super simple gravy. I don't even know if you'll technically can classify this as a gravy. That's the nice thing about doing keto recipes. No one really holds you to like making a legitimate dish. So this is what we're calling gravy. Get that heating to low, medium heat. While this is heating, we're gonna chop up a shallot. We're just gonna finely mince this. I like shallots because, well, they are like by weight a little higher carb than onions. They also are so much higher in flavor. So like you need one of these little shallots here and that flavors your whole dish. Whereas you can use an entire red onion sometimes and I don't even taste it. Okay, so there is our shallot, and now I'm just gonna toss it right in with the drippings, which are kind of simmering at this point. And we're just gonna cook this for 3 to 5 minutes until the shallot is pretty translucent. And remember, the drippings are already super flavorful because they have all those seasonings in them. You don't really need to add a bunch of flavor to the gravy, but feel free to taste test it just to make sure you're spot on with the flavor. And let's talk about the secret ingredient. This is what's known as the X factor, xanthan gum. A lot of you guys ask what's the best way to thicken sauces and gravies and stuff. The honest only answer is going to be this, xanthan gum. Sometimes people use arrowroot flour. The carb count climbs up pretty quick on that when you use enough to actually thicken a sauce. So xanthan gum is the way to go, but if you overdo it with the xanthan gum, you get problems. It turns into like this consistency of boogers, basically. So that's looking good. Here we go. I'm a big fan of eyeballing stuff, but I would not eyeball this. 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Sprinkle it in there and stir that in, mix it in. Once your gravy is just about finished, we're gonna add about 1/4 cup of broth. You can use chicken broth, vegetable broth, whatever you like. Just add a little splash in there to round out the gravy. Bring that up to a simmer. Let the xanthan gum thicken it up. You wanna let some of the chicken broth evaporate, and you can see, look how thick this is getting. That's the xanthan gum, that's a lot of the moisture being just evaporated out of this sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off a little piece of this turkey, and then I am gonna just spoon a little bit of this gravy. Look at that. Gravy is on point, and you need it because the turkey's pretty dry. Turkey's always dry. If anyone knows how to make a turkey not dry, let me know. But flavors are super good. The gravy balances out the dryness of the turkey, makes it pretty nice. This gravy would also be really good on like some mashed cauliflower. We have a recipe on our website, you could try that. That'd be a nice, Thanksgiving feast. You got the cauliflower, you got the turkey, gravy, then maybe some kind of dessert like a pumpkin cheesecake type thing, which we also have on our food blog. That's pretty much all there is to it though, guys. Really simple recipe. Thanks for watching.